Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is another edition of House of Cards. Today we have Riker seeking out Arthur for help with a idea of his. So go ahead and set the scene. Where are we at, James?
Um, Riker will be calling Arthur because Riker actually does not know where Arthur lives.
Oh, that's right. He's one of the few that doesn't.
It's
Oh,
the other one that knows.
yeah. Well, no, I mean, like, there's maybe half of the Fate population that may know where Arthur is, only two that know for sure.
Yeah,
Only like one or two of the werewolves. No kindred knows where he lives, and no
no demon.
no kindred. One demon that's no longer here. Um, no Quajin know where he lives. That sort of thing.
I have a feeling if Jolie really wanted to, he could find out where you lived.
Probably, but he couldn't get in thanks to the spirit wards around the node.
Yeah, but he called Arthur.
Okay, what's going on?
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about an idea I have for uh, probably some work and a long-term weapon against the PLA, technocracy, and the cops.
Well, I'm always in favor of fucking over those people. So, meet you at your place.
Sure.
All right. So Arthur will actually walk over, so it'll take a while from where he's at.
Yeah.
I'd say probably about 30 minutes travel time, and Arthur gets there, walks into the bar, looking around to see where Riker is.
He's over at the bar. It's not that hard to notice,
Yeah,
literally.
I'm sure. He'll
Uh,
sit down and be like, so let, let's go to your office and discuss this because we have muggles around now.
yeah. He'd lead you back to the office.
We'll follow him.
Uh, my idea. Have you seen Hellboy: The Golden Army?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. It was very mm, compared to how the first one was. It's like they took a different
It took a
with it.
different bit. Yeah. Um, do you remember seeing spoilers involving a big plant entity?
You mean the nature elemental?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those.
Uh, Thinking along those lines, but not that big, but as and more along the lines of the growth.
You're talking about summoning. You're talking about summoning a Gaian elemental into Weaver territory.
Not technically, more along the lines of having plants grow that fast.
I was only able to do that once, and it was during my awakening. I don't have the power to do that right now. Um, it's something that I could eventually obtain.
You know how to just make it to where certain elements can set off growth like quickly.
Right.
Is what I was wondering.
Technically, what I can do right now is ask spirits for help. I don't
Okay.
like manipulating spirits, but even manipulating spirits is beyond my power right now. I'm close. Like I said, it's not something I like doing. It doesn't lead to having good feelings among the spirits, to be honest.
Yeah. My next question is, how well can you manipulate plants? I'm thinking more along the lines of weed, but it has some different effects to it.
Well, depends upon what the effect you want is, because My ability to make the weed that I do,
Hmm.
the stuff that heals, the stuff that cleanses, is based upon my knowledge of the spheres.
All right.
So if we're talking about making blunts that incite anger or making blunts that incite calm, I mean, well, all blunts incite.
Although, yeah, I was about to say, don't think I do that anyway?
If we're talking about affecting somebody's mind, that's a sphere level. That's a sphere of magic I haven't even touched yet. I just recently started delving into entropy.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was thinking,
Based around fate manipulation than actual primordial nastiness.
yeah, I was thinking along the lines of Viagra.
That would be emotion. I can affect emotion. I could cut it. I mean,
Next,
there.
the next question would be, could you have, would you have the ability, or could you get the ability to have that effect, but have it act on the same gender? Have the stimuli be the same gender?
That would be more mental manipulation, and that's well. For one thing, it's prescribed by my religion. For another thing, it's a level of mind magic that I don't think anybody in the city has access to. I
Oh,
mean, there's a simple. I mean, if somebody has the inclination, um, then any chemical that I can come up with would work. But if nobody has that inclination, if there's no inclination there at all, if there's a small
okay.
inclination, it still would it wouldn't work the way I need it, the way you'd want it to work.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, I was thinking of more along lines of uh, basically the pot grow being triggered, the growth being triggered by air or water, and basically it wrap around, the vines will wrap around stuff and gunk up stuff, but the spores would be going into the air or the water, and it have the same effect as if you smoked it.
It's feasible, highly feasible, but I would have to, in order to keep it legitimate, I would have to crossbreed the plant myself, and it would take several generations.
Yeah, that's what
Not
I'm.
something I could do right off the bat. I
Yeah,
could do it off the bat, but I would take a huge beating from Paradox for it.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
And you can't do it in my freehold because the dreaming doesn't like awake magic
Well,
or your kind of magic. I
I can
mean,
do it in my sanctum without it occurring, without Paradox being incurred. Once it's out, if I planted it and used my magic to make it grow faster, I'd start taking docs for everything.
okay. I don't want to put you at risk like that though. Uh,
There's also the fact that if we're putting this in the technocratic stronghold, the odds of it actually working reduce dramatically based upon what you guys consider banality, or the B word if you prefer.
yeah. Uh, well, it wasn't going to be technically in a technocratic construct. It was more along lines of the PLA military installations and the police.
Well, we have to be careful about that because some of those places are like the national security building is a technocratic construct.
Yeah, and look where that ended up. I know someone that can get in there. I don't know if she would want to though. Again,
You don't need to be sending people. Who are we talking about anyway?
bang. The militia.
I know Feng doesn't need to be going into these places. She gets caught, and there's not much you can do to get away from them.
Yeah, it took me a while. It took me so much pestering just to get and so much proof to the contrary to get Charlie out. And I almost took banality just while in the police station.
Yeah, I remember the police station. No, it's dangerous for you guys to be there.
Uh, we, but another thing I was thinking was weed that can make a person hallucinate
That would be another crossbreed I have. It would, in the odds of it working,
is not good. And
there's decent odds of it working. It just depends on what the technocrats have going on
yeah, next thing would be is, do you know anybody that could do a mind like ward thing on here to basically cancel out any outside aggression?
there. The only person who would be able to, you don't want working in your club.
Who's that?
Nick Trebuchet.
Oh God, the freaking banality chimera cheetah kitty.
Yeah,
No.
he's the only one. Well, maybe Jason. I'll have to talk with Jason to see if he has access to any mind magic. But as far as I know, the only one with any powerful mind magic. Stop it. The only one with any powerful mind magic would be Nick, and Nick's paradigm would not work at all.
In here, in the club, yeah.
Especially since he's a son of Ether to begin with. Their work is very mad sciencey.
Uh, um,
He doesn't exactly have the most. I mean, he did go to my ritual, and he did do the parts I gave him, but he's a very regimented mind. It doesn't work well with your guys' aspects of creativity.
yeah. Um, but I've been trying to think of ways to keep everybody safe in here. That was just the mundane cop. What if it was the actual technocratic raid? Y'all, the mages, you especially would be in danger.
Well, the one thing I can say is that on most of the basic technocratic stuff, it wouldn't work. The words that I have in place wouldn't work.
Okay.
If the technocrats sent in an actual will worker, which has been happening lately, their magic wouldn't work. It would be as if I was in um, one of their neutralizing fields.
All right.
The problem is they haven't been using VAT scans. They've been using actual humans with actual 45 shot off shotgun shell ammo weapons.
Now that begs the question: can y'all bulletproof my place? It's already been blown up once. That also, I'm still surprised everybody got out without any minimal harm except for Jillian, from what I heard.
Once more, the only person with that level of matter manipulation ability is Nick.
Oh,
It comes with being a son of ether. They practically radiate the capacity to use matter energy or matter magic.
oh, I don't want to freaking utilize banality, kitty.
I know.
Oh,
I'll. I mean, I've got a decent handle on who has what in the area. When it
okay,
comes to matter, it's only Nick, but I think that Jason has mind magic, so he might be able to help.
okay.
Um,
Have you heard from your buddy that from Texas? Texas, I haven't heard from him in a while.
from who?
Your buddy from Texas,
Mm,
Twister.
he's been kind of sequestered. Too much stuff going on back home. He's actually been able to fly back, which is good. I didn't have any problems with him getting back to Texas, but there's something going on with the Chantry back home that he's not telling me, which is within his rights to not tell me what's going on, but it worries me too.
Well, Charlie's been. I've been seeing on the news that a lot of the old wartime scars that still dot the land are being found. Have you heard on the international news about that one seismic gouge they found around in Waco,
Yeah,
Texas?
yeah, it's not good, and there's a chance that it could be
Don't bring it.
been done by a marauder, or it could have been done by the technocrats, or it could just be a traditional lost his control.
Um, Actually, being his cousin, I know what that actually is.
What is it?
You know about Charlie, how he became Cleus, right? Or somewhat about it.
Yeah, somewhat.
The location where that seismic gouge is right in front of his old house. His dad was a spirit heritage Earth and had some limited Earth magic. Well, spirit. He had created Earth's spirit gift that allowed him to some limited seismic control.
That's not good.
That
There,
that gouge, that gouge is a scar from the battle where the worm minions actually attacked Waco. That scar is cutting off the main part of Waco from the set heart.
is there no way to fix it? I mean, granted, it's not anything that can be repaired and kept in. If it's a known thing now, that's the problem. It can't be fixed
Yeah.
without the Tellurian fighting back.
Here's the thing, from what I heard from Charlie and what I gathered from when I Chris was and some visitation afterwards to to his family in Texas. His Uncle Marty actually was fairly powerful. That scar is all the way deep in the upper.
Well, Spirit Mage. Yeah,
Yeah,
being a whiner. Sorry.
even yeah, in even the Guru don't know how far deep it goes.
Best not to check.
Yeah, they're afraid that if they try to check, it might lead to Malpheus itself.
Well, if it's
Meaning he sent, as a last-ditch effort, he sent BSDs back to Malpheus.
Nervous would have been a better place, but if it is an open wound to Malpheus, then it needs to be sealed. Something needs to be done.
Nobody actually knows where it goes or how deep it goes. They're too afraid to look, and considering that was a scar brought on by a potent a potent elder Fiona Theurge. It could go to the Uberus or Malpheus or straight to the very Christian hell.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people. Go
Have they
ahead.
tried using seismic readings to determine how deep it goes in the real world? Or in the Tellurian?
They're trying. From what I was I can see from the news, it, they're thinking it could rival that of the where deep water is.
You mean the Marianas Trench? Oh shit! There's no telling what they could have hit, what they could have awakened.
Luckily, there was no actually. There's from what I was heard rumors and glimpses. There's no aspect heads imprisoned in Texas that I know of. But the problem is that Texas is also on a inactive fault line.
Right, which could cause further repercussions. There's an active fault line in Kentucky and Missouri, which aren't exactly that far from Texas at that point. So
Yeah.
you could see something starting to shake. At the very least, the hole in that area needs to be sealed. I'll get in touch with some of my Kavadi contacts, see if they can't get in touch with some of their Garukin.
All right. That works.
The one that I know, she's Wendigo kinfolk.
Is that your old cougar?
No, that's my ex-girlfriend. Not really my girlfriend, because all really did was teach each other magic and have sex.
Oh, friends with benefit mentor.
Yeah. My actual mentor was Serena. She was the cougar. And
Ah,
she's a Verbena like I am.
nice.
No, Hidden Rivers is Kavadi, which is what the Green Speakers call themselves now. She's also one of Wendigo's kinfolk, which is why the Wendigo don't really like me too much.
Oh, well, you're not Wendigo.
No, I'm not. I'm not even.
You're very, very white
I'm
for
not even Wendigo.
Wendigo.
So
Um, actually, you could probably hung out with Otena, and oddly enough, very few. What Charlie doesn't know is out of because he's not from New York, but he may have heard rumors, but he had they just he thought they were unconfirmed. There's a small group of Croatan in New York.
the Croatan, because Hidden Rivers told me about the Croatan. They supposedly gave up their entire existence to stop an earthworm from from emerging after the European tribes came over.
Uh, that part is correct, but apparently the Sept of the Green kept secret. This does not go past this room, by the
Right.
way.
No, the last thing we need is people knowing the Croatan are out there.
Yeah, he actually puts his finger to his lips and he burns with burning glamour and activates chicanery for
Okay.
this part. Um, what the world does not realize, there is a new Croatan leader in the Sept of the Green. The only reason why he's a Croatan at all is a lot of, and from what I could tell, was a lot of questing in the Umbra.
Hmm.
And his group being protected by the very most top elder Bonar Theurge, Mother Larissa.
Well, it's good to know that not all things are lost. It means that Turtle needs to get woken up again, and I don't even know where to find him.
Charlie's still starting to look. Pelagia, uh, from what I could tell from talking to him, Pelagia may have given him a lead.
How would, well, Butters.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, we need to figure out how to keep this place.
From what I've heard from talking with Utena, because I won't talk to Wendigo, he'll eat me.
Yeah.
Especially after what me and Hidden Rivers have done. But, you know. From what I understand, Turtle lost a lot of power. Well, no, Turtle gave up a lot of his own power to help the Croatan tribe seal the Urgeworm of Hate, and went into seclusion to regain that power. So I don't even know if Turtle can still connect to the Croatian tribe anymore.
I don't know either, but they're trying. For what I'm guessing,
Well, if
here's
you need any help, let me know. I mean,
yeah.
I can try. I can try. I can see if I can find some lesser water spirits that might be able to guide me to Turtle, with them I know where Turtle is.
That's a good idea, and you might want to try and get in contact with them and start working on deep water.
Deep water. From what I can find out, a lot of black projects are there. A lot of black projects. We're talking about the stuff that even the technocracy has issues dealing with.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
This is just what I've learned from data spiders. Even the data spiders don't like going there.
Oh shit.
They go there because they're ordered under the word of the Weaver. But when I try to ask them further, they start getting snippy with me, like trying to calcify me snippy.
Ew, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
I knew we were fighting this wave all along, but I didn't think it would be this bad.
There's so many
Especially,
black projects down there. There's no telling what the IDEX people down there are doing.
yeah.
It's more than likely IDEX progenitors and maybe void engineers. The ones that are like the most obvious of the technocracy. They're not like the NWO. They're not like the Syndicate. They don't work subtly. They work on advancing tech.
I'm thinking board implants, that kind of unsubtle.
Yeah. Well, no, they don't really consider those things that bad. But we're talking hypertech, everything, improved Meridian suits, spirit nukes, uh, combat vehicles, improved weaponry. It wouldn't surprise me if one of the turrets down there had a paradox thrower.
Oh god.
I've only seen one used once, and I saw the person who got hit with it explode.
Shit. If I got hit with it, I would probably barely not even survive.
If it were to act upon you like it acts upon us, it would probably turn you into what I've heard called the Autumn People. Who would just
That
send you into
our human state.
yeah, maybe human state if you're lucky, but you need to get out of there quickly so you didn't get transformed into, or repurposed rather.
Yeah. There's them, then there's the rogue wild spirit on the mainland from what I heard rumors around the set.
There's a rogue wild spirit.
It's not a wild spirit anymore, it's so rogue it's Weaver.
Huh?
Dragon Slayer?
Never met him.
Apparently he was one of the wild, but he turned Weaver. And he's fucking up shit on the coastline in the mainland somewhere.
What is he anyway? Do we know what kind of spirit he was?
He was. I only heard rumors that he was a wild, and he's turned Weaver. That's all I'm getting due to the fact I'm not Guru.
So he could have been a wild spirit of creation. That's so good. That's so good. I can't do anything about that. I mean, the fact that Fang was somehow able to turn a Weaver spirit into a wild spirit was basically broke the laws of spiritual physics, if you understand the point. The fact that the Weaver captured a wild spirit and transformed it into something not of its own kind is basically on the same parallel. There's no way that should have happened.
From what I'm getting, could read off of this few group that I can talk to, they're not saying it outright, but there's what I'm getting is he went willingly.
He went rogue?
He went willingly.
No. No wild spirit creature would go willingly. That's like saying salamanders would willingly take a bath in holy water and join the wild side.
I've, that's all I'm getting from the steps. Due to the fact I'm not Guru.
I'm not Guru, but they need to talk to me about this.
I don't think Charlie can even say, considering his pack was the original ones that found out about him.
Well, then let me. I'll call Charlie. I'll have him bring me to the rights master, and we're going to hash this out because this isn't right. There's got to be a way to fix it.
I know, yeah, but I don't even think that. I don't know how this could even be fixed, and even my mind is a little bit could be creative enough to try and figure it out.
I don't have the power to fix it without his consent.
As far as I know, he's on the other side of the wall. Anybody that tries to cross,
It's gonna.
if
I know.
has been having problems. I get near it at 15, even within 15 feet of it, I nearly want to claw off my own skin. And that was me trying to look at it and dreaming.
I still haven't been to the wall because nobody's willing to take me there.
Well, considering what I heard from Sep, Charlie's met. Each time Charlie's went there with an assault team, each time's met with resistance, and one of the teams was just to gather intelligence on it.
Well, that's the problem. You went with an assault team. I know that there's glass scorpions on the wall, and I heard the report from the second team. They went. Two smart tanks dropped out, deployed hit marks, almost lost Adam, almost lost Matthias.
I've heard about that when Charlie got reverted out of Krenos.
Because they're not widespread fields, but they do reinforce reality.
What the?
What?
With them, that is reality, though.
No, the Tellurians' view of reality. So think about this. Fang is typically a coyote puppy. Fang went at it in her Lar form. She would get within the field and be converted back to coyote puppy. What they were born with, anything that does not fit with technocrats' consensus of the Tellurian is negated. I would walk in there and I'd be this guy. All my blunts would stop working. All my spirits would run away. They wouldn't even be able to penetrate the field. I'd be me with nothing.
Okay, that much banality is not a good thing.
It would be like you walking into a technocratic stronghold and being there for a day. Your face self would go into slumber, or it would be outright killed.
Yeah. But we need to get this place to where. Oh, okay. I'll be comfortable with Ed working with Nick, but allowing him inside. But I want most of his magic out, out of here, and want y'all to be safe in here.
I don't even know if we can get to that point. I'll talk, like I said, I'll talk to Jason. I think Jason can use mind magic recording. But the matter now, from what I show, frictional resistance. I think he said that. So, gun leaving the chamber drops to the floor. Bolt leaving the chamber drops to the floor. People hitting each other get slowed down to the point where they don't even touch.
Okay,
So
that would probably work, but if they throw mundane cops at us again, that's going to be a major breach.
it is, which is what they're counting on. You know why they're? I think I've got it figured out why they're sending condition level 1 humans out on the field. Because if we do anything above supernatural, we're gonna get fucked for it. Like when I was able to, when last time I went up against these guys, I convinced their car to leave so it wouldn't do anything bad. Like it wouldn't activate a static reality shell or drop plasma cannons or anything like that.
Okay.
But that didn't stop Gabriel from throwing daggers into people and killing them outright.
I here's the that's the lovely issue. They're sending dreamers at us now.
No, they're not. Don't think of them as dreamers. They've been conditioned not to. Level 1 conditioning means that they are wholly part of the consensus. That means that I try my best to do coincidental magic. Sometimes I can't help it because I summon in a fucking lunar avenger or something like that, and I'll touch his amulet.
I've heard of
I once
your summoning.
saw a member of Order of Hermes House in Pro. Didn't think there was anybody around. We were up against something pretty bad, and he just started generating a massive fireball. All of a sudden, somebody came around the corner and said, "That's impossible." And the thing blew up and set him on fire. All it takes is one of those motherfuckers saying, "That's impossible," and our shit backfires. It gets worse. Or we were able to pull it off, and it sits in our patterns, and then later on, we're trying to do something really good. It goes off, and we're fucked. A lot of times, it's not too bad. Do you remember what happened when I tried to kill your migraine?
Yeah, I wondered why you backlashed on you.
That was Paradox saying I can't do that.
Okay.
Paradox occurs naturally whenever we do something that we're not supposed to do, but when there's a witness, and for the terms of witnesses, I'm going to just say muggles, because
Yeah.
muggles are not dreamers for you guys. If they're there and they say those words, the paradox doubles. Everything that we were trying to avoid doing, we were trying to keep on the down low, just gets smacked right in our face.
Oh, that sucks because basically, if they did that to us, we're screwed.
Yeah, because your stuff would, well, actually, no, your stuff would just fail and probably get a little worse on as far as the B word goes.
Yeah.
If it sits in our pattern and it accumulates, because it doesn't negate itself out after a while, it'll accumulate unless I go meditate in front of my node and get rid of it. But I'd have to spend a lot of time meditating to get rid of it. The more it accumulates, the worse the effects becomes.
Oh, there's another thing we had to worry about. You know, if I knew my new son.
Yeah, the guy you guys rescued, the one that I heard the screaming in, and I drank a liquor store.
Yeah, he has a dreamer. He's a member of the triad.
He has a dreamer in the triad.
Hold on. He has he's in contact with well, he has a semi-employer that's a member of the triad. I went to speak with him to start cultivating influence in in his certain field, and possibly get in touch with some legal contacts. He's a natural dreamer, very natural born dreamer. He saw right through the assault, the cover-ups at the docks.
That could just mean he's smart, or that he has people that he knows that tell him things. I mean,
He's there's a lot of glamour in him, and the Chimera just loved him. It's like they were swarming his head.
well, that would explain why he gets along so well with your adopted son.
Yeah.
He sees those qualities inside Binu, then maybe that's why he's protective of them.
Yep. Uh, he's saw. He actually saw Daiki's. He saw what type of strikes were used. Daiki's longsword. Julian's. He knew all the people that were strangled in there. He knew those were not natural. They were too unnatural to be brought down by a strangle.
I don't know much about what Julian does as far as his creepy stuff.
Shadows,
Shadows.
from what I've been told by King Mai, the Dreamer, and Binary, who referenced him as the Shadow Man. And Charlie, he referenced Charlie affectionately as the furry man.
He's kind of childlike.
Yeah.
Well, if he is using shadows, it may leave a mark. It does depend upon the type of shadows he's using. I've heard of wraiths. Yes, I do talk to wraiths because they are technically spirits that mention an inky blackness in the Shadowlands they call Oblivion. Something having to do with the abyss.
I've heard rumors from theorists that have come across him once or twice back at Scepter the Green. They confirm this as well.
Well, if it is abyssal shadows, then it's not just shadows. It's coldness. It's darkness. It's
He does reference Julian as cold. I just thought that was a vampire enemy. I'm getting echoes.
what?
I'm getting echoes.
I'm not on my side. It could be that it could be because I'm not don't have headphones in.
Yeah.
Let me go get my headphones real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah. How's that?
And they want to order it back.
That's better.
All right.
I
So,
gotta now. I gotta. My new is going to be hanging out with him at least part time to make sure he's okay. To ping my say
right.
because he can naturally the dreamers from what I gather can naturally see through the veil, sort of so to speak, for what I got from talking to him.
So he knows what Binu really is, or he just sees the surreal qualities in him.
You can see the surreal qualities in him, see the unnatural qualities in different things like the assault on the docks and so forth. And
Well, that's
he's somewhat aware that there's a world aside from his own.
that could just be natural paranoia, but yeah, you could be right about that too.
Yeah.
Well, just do what you can. I mean, I'm not exactly in the point where I can erase memories.
Yeah, I don't think you could probably erase his memory anyway.
Yeah,
He saw through the mist and delirium of the event at the docks, and he was just barely going up there.
I wish I could have gone with you guys. Maybe I could have kept some of the stuff under wraps.
It probably would have been good that you weren't. There was a lot of stuff that happened there that that made me throw up.
Yeah, this probably didn't help there either. Because you know how bad I am when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, I I'm not proud of this, but it was on one of the poem that was there. I was unseelie at most of the time. I
Well, you
was
probably had to be.
yeah,
Just protect yourself.
I was cloaked in veiled eyes, chicaner, cantrip. Uh, I sat there and ravaged a dude.
What does ravaging mean? Do I really need to know?
Basically, it's like if you sat there and ripped quintessence out of something, or
That
what y'all
doesn't
call
sound good.
magic.
That doesn't sound good. I mean, there are ways that we can. What's what I'm looking for? You can pull quintessence out of people, but it's a euthanatos ability, that spell that they have. They teach it around sometimes just to protect us, but it's not pleasant and usually involves blood.
My threshold is exhaust creativity. Basically, and the byproduct effect of ravaging. If I allowed him to live and wake up, he wouldn't have truly woken up.
So you're talking about soullessness.
More like he would have been catatonic. The soul was there, but it's not functional.
Okay. Well, good thing you didn't survive them. I hate to say that, but
Yeah, I basically made it to where if he was had any creativity in his body, he would not have it anymore, and he would have been catatonic.
jeez. Well, I guess there's that side you to the Fae. It's not something I'm particularly interested in finding out about, but
Yeah, I did some research about Sam Hain, or indirect. There's an old lore that from way back that luckily the Duchess had her hands on in the library she set up here. Basically, the lore behind Sam Hain It was during the time when it was we had the two-party system, Sealy and Unsealy. 1 year the Sealy ruled. 1 year the Unsealy ruled. Where do you think the New Year started?
For you guys as well as for us, it starts on Samhain.
Samhain. It so far what I can guess when we play.
Ours is actually Yule. Okay.
Yeah, ours is Samhain. When uh, we don't, I don't have confirmed fact that this is what happens, but I think I switch during Samhain.
You all switch?
Uh, yeah, I think so because considering I had this suspicion since we went and found the one Hessian,
The Mandarin.
the
That's right. I
Mandarin.
remember. The Mandarin seemed completely confused by it. I guess it doesn't happen to them, but since you guys started causing their chi to become glamour, since they made it a freehold, I guess is what you guys call it, then it affected them as well because they've been infusing themselves with glamour.
Yeah, and I my Unseelie legacy is savage.
That doesn't sound good.
Basically, take my normal personality and flip it. My normal self, and then reverse it.
Hmm.
Uh, I need to say when you and oh, I don't know what I did when you helped me out with the dehydration and the trauma it took, but and I don't want to know, but thank you.
No problem.
Definitely gonna get water.
I
I think I'm gonna turn the lights right on.
think luckily I well if you can look into these things, let me know.
I don't know if there's any way to really know what happened on that night. I mean, I took down notes about what I experienced in the dreaming. Apparently, it was not pleasant, and I was able to create a new spell that isn't pleasant. I have discovered how to create a spirit negation field.
Okay. I know, dude. I know you don't like violence.
No, it's not. It's not even. Apparently, from what I understand, from what I've been told and what I've read, there was a building in the dreaming where Davy and Desdemona were being held by goblins that were apparently going to be killed. I used quintessence and I created a null field. I basically destroyed creativity and spirit energy. And then I did it again. There was a verbena node that was being transformed into a technocratic powers substation, and I brought it down with the same stuff. But that means that I destroyed spiritual manifestations of creativity and structure.
will put a hand on your shoulder. In these times, with both our sides fighting disbelief, we're going to have to choose between what we feel is right and what we have to do.
It does mean one thing, though. I'm closer to understanding Gilgal. So eventually I'll have that spell. I just hope I never have to use it.
If you have to use it against the people that are trying to hurt the people you care about.
I'm going to tell you this, and this doesn't leave the room. The reason why I'm researching Gilgal is so I can teach it to somebody else. And the person that I'm going to teach it to may eventually have to use it on me.
What's Gilgal do?
Gilgal destroys spiritual presences and avatars.
He will be taken aback by this. Why? Why do you want to destroy your avatar?
I'm not entirely convinced that what happened to me at the hands of the candy was
I only have one today.
stopped.
You ever had that wrong one day and haven't picked that
I'm not convinced that
He's been out of town.
I'm not convinced that the damage that was done can ever be wholly repaired. If I do twist, if I do go through the, hold on, I actually have to research something real quick because I actually know what the term is, but I forgot what it's called.
This is a little bit, will be a little bit an off-the-wall question, but does your avatar manifest? Or can it manifest?
It doesn't manifest, unfortunately. I can hear it whispering through my actions, but it doesn't actually manifest itself. Okay, so basically, I'm worried one day I'll be faced with a call, and that I will be forced through it, and then I won't be me anymore, and then my avatar, which has survived generations, will be lost forever.
Okay, out of character, I don't know if I can do this or not. It's going to be off the wall thinking on the player's part.
Okay.
He I'm gonna roll glamour and roll intelligence empathy, since this is dealing with the mind.
Make your roll and then go.
3 successes. You see, if you mind, he'll ask, "Do you mind if I do something real quick?"
Okay.
You see a bright emerald light show on his hand, and put it up on his thumb on your temple, forefinger and thumb on your temple, and rest on your head. And he's going to try and see what you hear when your avatar talks to you.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't. It's your call. I don't know if I could have done that out of character or not.
It technically, I'm going to say that because of his avatar in particular, you get one word. Further.
Turn it.
Sorry,
And then
say
you,
again?
you get one word and it says further. And then you get basically bounced out of his brain. It's like you hear one word and you get rejected.
Oh, you're oh, you want to play? Looking straight at your forehead. You just told a Fiona one word, Fiona, a Kim word, and bounced him out of somebody he cares about. We're gonna talk. You and me are gonna talk, bitch. And charisma, empathy, burning a glamour. Damn it. Yeah, your avatar started shielding your mind.
Yeah.
Ow!
Don't hurt yourself, man. It's okay. If it
All I
happens,
got
it
was
happens.
one word.
What?
All I got was one word. Further.
Yeah, that's what it tells me. Go further, create further, learn more, become stronger.
He's in history of old. No, it's gonna be empathy, but I'm gonna go wits to see if I could try and get a visual on your avatar.
Okay.
Dang it. Okay. 3. 5. Could you roll 5 dice for me? He's burning his free hole, hurting his glamour for right now anyway.
3 successes.
He's the light's back on his hand, and he's put his hand back on your forehead and see if he gets a visual now.
So
He wants to see what it took, what form it took,
okay.
and see if there's like any physical scars from when you went underneath the ritual
Okay.
on the avatar.
You'll get one vision of him, and it looks like it's a druid.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, your hands start to erupt with thorns. Arthur will
Boils.
thorns. Like thorns are now popping out of your hands.
Oh.
There we go. Arthur will place his hand over the thorns, and they'll retract back into your skin, and your hands will be healed. Whoa, what happened?
That time I got a visual.
What did it look like?
Got a little pissy.
Well, avatars don't like being poked.
Druid. One of the druids from that you've seen around Stonehenge.
That would fit considering the generation of the Ravenna clan. I mean, the Ravenna tradition.
Out of character, did he see like distinguishing like runic symbols on his robes?
He was
Or
wearing
he
the robes were a verdant green. And the hood was pulled up so you couldn't see his face. There were silver runes on his cuffs, hem, and collar. So they looked very ornate, almost high priest-like.
very high priest style. Looked like a little bit of Sith Lord because he had his hood up.
He could just be hiding his appearance. What kind of robes was he wearing?
What the runes look like?
They were silver,
Sure.
looked like a combination of Futhark and Celtic runic symbols. And Arthur will listen to you describe them as like, I wear those robes. Those are my ritual robes. But
Yeah.
I made them myself. I didn't inherit them or anything.
Can I roll with Enigma to see if I can recognize and translate them?
First of all, roll an intelligence to make sure you can remember what they actually look like.
Okay. That you roll my computer's acting weird. It's 2 dice.
With 2 dice?
2.
No, you do not remember them anymore. You know they look shiny.
Or them anymore.
You only saw them for an instant, and then all of a sudden there were thorns growing out of your hands.
I only saw them for a split second, and the thorns grew out of my hand.
Well, let's not try that again, shall we?
As far as I could tell, he would kept his he had his hood up. I don't know if it's for ceremonial purposes or if he's hiding his appearance.
Maybe he's just hiding his appearance because he doesn't want to be seen. I don't know. I've never seen, he's never manifested to me. I've never seen what he looks like.
But he's protective. I know that much.
Most avatars are. But if there is something wrong with my avatar and there's no way to fix it, then I have to be prepared to have somebody destroy it. If I go through the call, I won't be the same person anymore. I'll be so much worse.
If there's a way to, I could probably think heal your avatar if there is anything to be healed. I'm going to do so.
There's one way I can make sure that it never happens.
You're not going through Gildall.
No.
At least not until I can exhaust all off.
No, there's one way I can make sure that whatever has happened to my avatar is completely healed. But it's been lost for centuries. Well, at least it's been lost since we lost touch with Horizon. I would have to ascend. And I would have to undergo ascension. And that basically means that I shed this form and I become an essence of pure magic. I become what humanity's next step is supposed to be. James, you there? James, did we lose you? Oh, it looks like we lost James. Alright, so let's see if we can get James to come back. I guess I'll go ahead and close this out. If we all come back, we can basically take it from there. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you for watching. It's been another edition of Hong Kong House Cards. Have yourself a good night.